To Artist in Recovery. Morning, Daryl. 6:51 on the West Coast in the morning. It's the 16th of January 2024. Yeah, it's your friend out here in the West Coast. We were in JAN16, Roseman, California. I caught the video this morning. Then I looked at the other videos that you had. Then I went over to the guy's information and how many videos he's got. He's already established, Daryl. He's already established. That's the only thing I have to say. I've seen assholes like him. I'm seeing them on YouTube these days. I'm seeing how the other independent media out there, quote unquote, are chewing these guys up and spitting them out. And they're laughing at them. They're laughing at these kind of types. This is the kind of guy who's going to be voting for Trump. He feels like Trump's going to solve his ass and his existence in life. He ain't. Trump don't care. Why I'm throwing politics in this one? Because this guy's typical. He's a recruited type. Guy feels sorry for himself. He's feeling like the world's coming after his ass. And therefore, he's got to be gloom and doom at this point over here. And quite frankly, we're worried about blowing smoke up his ass. And I'm thinking to myself, he's already established right now. He's got a lot of fear, a lot of phobia. He's got a lot of paranoia going on. He's worried about this. He's worried about that. And he's pushing his agenda down people's throat. It's one thing to express feelings. I mean, I'm looking at you on the computer screen right now. So I should have been addressing this on the screen here. And that's my thing right there. That's my take. He's not a loser. He's a guy in pain, but the problem is he's not going to face it. He's not willing to do it. And he didn't care. I've already seen his duration. I've already seen how many videos he's got and how many subscribers. He's comfortable. He's set. There's no way of changing this asshole. I know you want to reach out and help this guy. He's not there yet. He's not going to be there yet. He's angry at the world. He's angry at himself. He's angry, period. And he's comfortable in his angry. He's comfortable in his angry at the world, and he wants the whole world to be angry too, just to feel like him. He don't care, Daryl. He honest to God, he just doesn't care. So he's going to spout off whatever he thinks and whatever he knows, which is limited and lacking at this point. I mean, he may be in his. He's on in his 30s. He's definitely not that mature enough. But he's in his 20s, so he thinks he knows the world. He's afraid of the world's coming after him. He's afraid of the world trying to control and seduce him or something like that. I don't know. There's something going on inside this guy's head. And it wasn't caught a long time ago. I mean, I had seen not all of his videos. I just glanced at all the damn titles he's got. And yeah, there's a lot of anger reeking out of those damn titles. You've seen it. You've seen it, Daryl. My suggestion, if you're really going to be deep diving into these kind of guys, then you got to make it a career in trying to save these assholes. But I suggest that you get a life preserver for yourself. Maybe drowning in these guys' melodrama and these head games. You'll need a way to get out of it, damn thing, and stay out of it. They're going to drown you one. I've seen these guys too many times, even in real life. I've also looked at myself in the mirror, and I was afraid and I was angry at the world too. But I really wasn't acting out as much. Not like this guy. How? Uh, his videos are showing it. He wants to tell the world how angry he is and how he's afraid of the world and how to treat mystery people left and right. He's trying to find comfort in his anger. I know I have said it before in many of my videos. I am not a lettered academia. I'm not a doctor of anything. I am an observer. And after listening to about a minute and a half of this guy's bullshit here, that's all it is bullshit. A shrink would tear his ass apart. Actually, a shrink would charge him an arm and a leg before tearing his ass apart. A therapist would be a sounding board talking about the problems, trying to make him look at it. And he's not there yet. He's not going to be there yet. He hadn't bled enough. Yeah, I did see that, didn't I? It has to be a point where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired and sick and tired and sick and tired. We know that point. We know that point. We've been there. We've seen it. We've been through it. That's why we're in recovery. We got sick and tired of beating the living crap out of ourselves, feeling sorry for ourselves. We have to keep remembering we are responsible for our own selves. We're not responsible for the world. We're responsible for our own actions and reactions at this point. We're responsible, transparent, accountable. You have to be. We're also liable as well. That means any human being we see, we have to treat them with kid gloves sometimes, and not just rolled up pennies in your fist. This is what kind of anger I'm seeing out of this kid. He's trying to tell his audience out there, well, this is the way you need to be because this is the way I am. Well, if he ever saw my videos at this point over here, probably turned me off too. Probably. The only thing I can say is your rolled fist with the pennies in your hand ain't going to get you anywhere. Except handcuffs, jail cell. That's it. And you talk about anger issues? You're going to have a hell of a lot of anger issues right in prison. You got to find a way to release that damn anger without hurting people and hurting yourselves. But don't listen to me. Don't listen to the old farts. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. You're angry and pissed off at our generation for screwing up your world. And you know what? You're right. You're right. You have a right. But that's not going to fix it. That's why we old farts have to keep learning the lesson over and over again because we realize the same mistakes we made are just bringing us to the point of insanity, just like you schmucks. You guys are going to have to be the ones trying to fix and clean up to the rest of the world that we keep leaving behind. Because if we can't do it, it's stuck on you. And you hate it. But you're going to be part of the problem or you're going to be part of a solution. If you're part of the solution is being hateful at everything and anybody, that's not a problem. That's a major catastrophe. I'm not saying whistle while you work. That was somebody else's generation. In our generation, when we were a lot younger, we had to deal with our elders' issues left and right. We had to deal with the Cold War and the issues that were rolling on our damn shoulders. We had to work with the fear of terrorism starting off. The bang and the boom and something else blowing things up or shooting people up left and right. How about that one? Your generation is dealing with it. Mine just got started on it. Always so nice to see a place get blown to hell or some guy gets tired of his job and starts blowing the hell out of places because he doesn't know how to deal with his anger. You ever heard of the term going postal? It happened on my watch. Or actually, during my watch anyway. I'm watching it as a kid. I'm seeing a grown man, a postal worker, going to a place and shooting the place up. How about that one? How does that affect me? Scares the hell out of me out of the post office because now I don't know if these guys are going to be packing weapons to shoot at passengers or actually at people or packages or something. Goes to a school in an area where I lived in and shoots it up. Oh, yeah, that's real nice. Then hearing other reports of other people waking out and holding people hostage or just shooting them left and right. Well, it's bad enough. You guys are complaining about how bad things are right now. Try living in areas where you had gangs and you got no place to go. except to get shot up or have to run out of there. And you don't even trust the cops. You don't think we know these things? Good Lord. You guys think our all generations are stupid or something? We probably thought the same thing as the older generation too, but they survived World War. Let's see, the grandparents, World War One, World War Two. They came back alive in one piece, or not, and they came back nuttier than anything because the war does that to people. And then we've had, let's see, Korean War happening. We had food riots. We had riots in the street. We had a guy trying to fight for civil rights, and he gets shot and murdered in his apartment. Actually, in his hotel room, shot and murdered. This guy was out there trying to tell people that there was a better, peaceful way, and he gets murdered because of his actions. Try that one. We have to live with the situation regarding that. We have to live with the situation that our elder brothers and sisters, if they were young enough to get pulled up at a draft and shoved through Vietnam, come back either as a body bag or a basket case. That wasn't bad enough. Oil prices left and right, food prices going crazy, people screaming and yelling at the presidents trying to solve shit and they can't do shit because it's market. We were still living in a communist threat, even though the communists were breaking down left and right. We had a nut job blowing up a federal building because he didn't like the IRS. It killed people. How'd you like to be in that one? We had mismanagements. We had a war in 1990. I saw my own brother go into war. He came back, and he was still a nut job. Oh, he's a nut job going in, but he was trying to hold it together after that. He saw shit. He did shit. He didn't like the shit. Let's face it. Shit happens. So yeah, I'm going to be talking to the guys who are the Gen Zers, the young millennial men who think they know their ass from a hot rock, and they're listening to the other angry assholes. Okay, you're listening to the young angry assholes. Are they going to help you out? Are they going to be your best friend pulling your ass out of a fire? No. You're going to be listening to these assholes. You're going to be listening to them, but they're not going to be your friends. They're not going to be telling you the truth, honesty. They're going to be shoving your shit down your throat, and you're going to believe it. And this is how the Trumplicans multiply. So if I'm looking at the computer screen right now where he's talking to some schnook, Joe J. Jr. Okay, who the hell's Joe J. Jr.? Who the hell is he and what the hell is he blathering about? I don't know. But I checked Joe J. Jr. out and I've seen his stuff. And he's a fucking nut job. He's a fucking nut job. He thinks he knows better. Problem is, he don't know his ass from a hot rock. Yeah. Terry Joe Jr. So this is the guy we got to give credence to, huh? So this is the guy who's going to be helping out with your mind. This is the guy you're going to be listening to all the damn time. He's going to be the angry guy that you're going to be listening to all the time because he's got a hell of a mugshot on there. My God. No wonder women don't like this guy. He's got the projection of saying, leave me alone. If you're going to be like him, no wonder you're having women issues. Me, I'm an old fart. I hadn't had any women issues. Nor have I had any men issues. I just don't like guys trying to puff up their chest and thinking that they know better. The guy's so damn angry, it's not even funny. Why society hates single men? Hate, hate, hate. God, he's worse than a Grinch. Am I going to be laughing at this poor schmuck? No, because I think he's a poor schmuck. All this how-to stuff. You got to be true to yourselves, but if you're that angry with the rest of the world, you're not going to get much friends, you're not going to get much help, and you're going to be just like him. Lonely, pissed off. You got to find something that you're worthwhile for, and things that you can do, things that you can accomplish. Not just trying to bury people alive like the worms they may be, according to your perception. Believe me, there had been a time. Let me tell you a story before I log off. And Daryl, you got to hear this one here too. I don't know if I talked to you about this one here. I had a neighbor over here. Me and my brother moved over here into this flea bag place, this apartment to save their ass, but also now it's bug infested. Now, if you guys ever watched my videos, and I know Daryl, you had a few times, you notice what that is: the memorial, top shelf, my family. Ma's been 2013, Dave's 2018. Ma's anniversary is coming up next month. That's gonna be a diller right there. My channel is called The Diary of the Griever named John Weaver, and it's no joke. I deal with grieving, I deal with mourning, I deal with observations, I deal with anything else I talk about. But I talk about me, and I'm saying what's particularly on my mind, observations, stuff like that. And yeah, I'm saying, well, you, but I did my channel for me only. Emotional and a memorial of sorts for me to go back and learn and listen. There may have been something I missed. I don't know. Maybe a message to someone else that had to be said to tell them that, you're okay, you're a human being. I'm still having issues. It's not your issue. And I still am. There are people out there that I hadn't communicated with effectively because it's not them. It's probably me because I've got this wall here. And I don't deal with half the time with people except I put on the false face. I put on the facade. I put on the Hollywood veneer. I smile when I'm in pain sometimes. When I'm actually in joy, I'll actually smile too. So sometimes it's kind of hard for me to tell whether or not I'm actually in that kind of situation or not. To continue on, I had a neighbor over here that helped out me and my brother. We moved over here with barely anything in our pockets. But we were dragging stuff on suitcases that we're bringing into this place, empty and hollow. Guy came out with some cookware for us to cook stuff on. We actually got food and we were actually able to feed ourselves, and we got the rest of our stuff out of storage. We actually were able to survive. Live is a different thing altogether. We were emotionally wrecked out. Bad way of saying it, but I'll say it anyway. We were dealing with our mother's loss. We were dealing with the loss of another home we actually had for about a year and a half, almost two. Screwed that up. And we had a veterans group helping my brother out getting this place. We were homeless for about a month, living on people's generous donations in a motel room. My brother was still dealing and mourning with the loss of his father, loss of Ma, loss of a place. I mean, hell, this guy was having so much crap it's not even funny. I didn't tell you about that one, Daryl, did I? Ma, Ma dies in 2018. No, I'm sorry. David dies in 2018. But prior to that, 2013 is when Ma died, February of 18 or 19, somewhere in that time. So. And we get the trailer home for about a year and a half. And during the latter part of it, my brother's father, living out in Texas, um, slips and falls on some ice while trying to get mail, lands himself into a coma. Dave has an issue regarding stepsisters out there, and stepmothers of trying to have his health taken care of. But he was going to die anyway. My brother didn't want him to suffer. My brother wanted him uh, to pass. He had to fight like crazy. But eventually, the day we got evicted out of our trailer home, and long stories and other videos for that one, they're buried in the wind files. My brother gets a notification that his father passed. So now he's got to deal with multiple at this point. He's got to deal with mama. He's got to deal with his biological. Actually, he only had a father. He didn't have a biological sperm donor like I did. And losing a place that he called home for a short time with me. And we become homeless, and we had to get help. We went to a recovery hall, spent the night over there. We came back to Salvation Army, talked to people one more time. Had to stay out in the street for about a month, and that's why we used all of our resources and everyone else's resources to stay under our roof. And by the time we got in this place, we were spent. In this living room here, we had about 2 or 3 bags bungee cord to each other. And we had 2 dogs with us, a little boy and Mama's. Mama's is the only one still alive. We had one of the neighbors said before gave us some cookware. Some of the stuff that we actually salvaged before the place got closed down was a box of MREs. They don't taste very good, but they'll keep you fed. And you go to food giveaways, and not the greatest, but kept you alive. With this particular neighbor, we developed a relationship. A neighborly relationship with this guy. My brother had a history with him a long time ago. But the guy didn't remember. My brother remembered. Yeah. Something happened right after my brother passed away in this complex that strained our relationship to the point where we were angry at each other, and it was stupid. We couldn't talk to each other over a year, nearly 2 years. I never understood why. But there was a miracle happened around Christmas time last year. He had been trying to get my attention one way or another, but he thought I was still angry at the guy. The situation happened, and we. Is it Christmas or New Year's? One of those two. I think it was New Year's. We decided to talk, and we did. And he had left me little clues that he still wanted to reach out to me. We both had a New Year's resolution of trying to rebuild that relationship again, of being neighbors once more. And believe me, it was a weight off the damn chest, believe me. And every time I kept seeing him, I was feeling this anger and confusion of why it happened to us. I did videos about this one a great deal, trying to examine the damn thing. It was decided on both parts. Screw it. It wasn't worth it. So, that was it. But the thing of it is, we both decided it was time to bury the hatchet, bury all that damn anger, because we knew how the anger and resentment was going to be tearing us apart. And it was tearing me apart. But I tell you one thing, going off on people left and right and blaming, sure the hell doesn't do it a damn thing. And Daryl, we both know how this ends up. If we've been in the recovery halls, we've seen how it burned up people left and right. How angry and frustrated they are. I mean, hell, they may be temporarily clean and sober at that point, but after that, forget it. They're open season, and they came back more messed up as they are, or they didn't come back, or we hear reports that they were body bagged. So seeing a guy like this in his home that he's probably comfortable with. I mean, I'm seeing some of the videos that, just the screenshots of these things. I'm not quite sure why. Why he's so damn angry, and why he's the way he is. And probably, if I'm going to be a psychology major, I probably would be watching this guy and trying to figure this guy out left and right. All I know is he's an angry son of a bitch. He doesn't know how to handle it, doesn't know how to talk about it, doesn't know how to get rid of it. So he's got to be infecting people with this madness. That's how I'm seeing it. That's how I've seen other people with the political crap going on. Looks like my time's coming up again. Anyway, today's going to be a fun day. Management companies decided to drop some official paperwork on us that we have to fill out and send back over to the manager's office. We have this dual complex situation regarding our situation out here. The lot I live in, close to the air base, Edwards Air Force, right? Yeah. Well, we've got about 5 or 6 buildings. Plus, in this complex, we still had a former manager's office, a satellite, if you will. The main office is about 700, 800 yards away in the major complex right there. And it's going to be a nice short walk over to that place, drop off the paperwork, and find out what the hell is going on. But the paperwork's needed. I understand that. Some things I still have to get done, deal with anyway. But anyway, Daryl, I had to talk to you about this one. Get it off the damn chest. Earlier this morning, oh yeah, have you seen some of those other videos I got on the Win files? I got to get them relabeled. Their memories concerning about malls. How about the places you used to haunt if you had? These are the places I haunted. I wish I could have provided pictures of what the hell they looked like. But I'm not that sophisticated enough, aren't I? Anyway, I'll talk at you later, dude.